I'm a YouTube creator for 3 years now. Hard to believe, isn't it? Where's the time gone? 3 years we've been on here. And I will tell you from firsthand experience that YouTube has changed a lot in those last 3 years. We had our own ups and downs, personally, but YouTube, the platform, is a lot different now than it was 3 years ago. Whether you're talking about the partner program requirements, the community guidelines enforcements, having actually strictly enforced advertiser-friendly guidelines, and even the content ID system in regards to copyrighted footage has tightened up quite a bit, as far as how much footage you're allowed to use before the computer gets set off. There's been a ton of changes. And honestly, looking at them now, looking at everything, it's all been for the best. Everything they've done has made this platform better in one way or the other. Now, I know some people are going to cry, oh, they're censoring free speech or something like that. No, they're not. They're not censoring free speech at all. They're controlling their environment to keep it... everything they've done, honestly, over the last 3 years has been done to address and deter freeloaders. Whether it's pirates, pornographers, just people who are rebels and intent on trying to bend the rules and get away with shit. They have done a lot to combat this. Now, a lot of this was not, I guess you could say it wasn't their choosing. They were forced into it with the advertiser boycott that happened started almost 2 years ago. In about a week is when that happened. And when this happened, we personally lost our advertising checks essentially for about 16 months. I went 16 months of hard work on here. You're talking about virtually half the time that I've been on YouTube as a creator. I busted my ass over and over again for nothing when it comes to monetary YouTube return. We were not making anything. Our traffic was really dead. Our growth was really slow. So, yeah, we worked hard. Us and so many other people who played by the rules were, getting nothing for our time, essentially, minus you generous patron backers back then. We had really nothing going on. And this was because of the advertiser boycott, which was caused by people breaking the rules, people just running amok. So YouTube finally decided no more. And then last year in the spring, they went through what I call the YouTube extermination of the spring of 2018, where all these channels, especially in this community, got terminated. Game Over Girls got terminated. We ran into a little problem with one of our videos, our Adventures in Babysitting trailer, and I'm probably going to talk more about that in another video because I do now know exactly what was going on there. Well, it was a lot to do with the time that I uploaded that. Like I said, that was the extermination, and we kind of almost got caught in the crosshairs. There was a lot of mistakes and overreaction going on a year ago when it came to removing videos, and that was because they were trying to get things right with the advertisers. So they were just they went in too hard and started just removing videos and removing channels without warning, honestly. This year when they changed policies, they gave out a warning. So it was, that was a little bit different. But things have changed so much. And if you guys were following this last year, following some of the things I was talking about, there was one YouTube creator who I stumbled upon, and just could not believe the channel growth, the massive amount of just everything that was going on. And that is, of course, Liv, who some of you guys watch, and I don't watch, but I decided to reach out to help because people were harassing her, and I thought, I don't know, I have a weakness for helping people when I think I can. If I have something to share and I feel like I could help somebody out, I always do this. And I spent too much time trying to help this person who frankly didn't want to be helped. That's the thing. So now I get these notifications, I see video uploads, I see community board posts about demonetization and how unfair, and her and I were emailing, and she sent me an email saying that YouTube doesn't care about its creators. And I have to put my foot down on this and really step in here, because I can't stand this cry me a river, I'm the victim crap that has been going on, not only from her, but from so many other people, especially in this community. Like, the rules and the guidelines are listed publicly. They're not hidden from you. Everybody knows what they are. Everybody knows how to find them. And you can sit there and pretend that you're a victim all that you want and cry about how things are unfair. But here's a simple fact, and this is directed directly towards Liv. The fact is you're not supposed to be here. You've had YouTube channels terminated in the past. You've had Instagram accounts terminated. I mean, you're being terminated for a reason. And the reason I subscribed to your channel in the first place had nothing to do with wanting to watch your videos. I frankly have no interest. But the fact is I wanted to see how long it was going to take for YouTube to terminate your channel. When I saw it, when I saw what you were doing, I could not believe how that you were still on here. I couldn't believe it, especially since it was after the extermination of 2018, and somehow you were allowed to be here. Now, you had a ton of age-restricted videos, and I gave you advice to get rid of those and to start cleaning up your content. Well, you deleted some of those videos and you kind of listened, but you really didn't. I gave you recommendations. I mean, the fact is you never took any time to learn about this awesome system here, how you could use it, and what you needed to do in order to continue to have success. Last fall, this person made about $10,000 in advertiser revenue in a 2-month period. In November and December, where the ad rates are great, and YouTube was promoting the hell out of her channel, okay? She made about $10,000 in ad revenue. That is a ton of money for doing very little. That's a life-changing amount of money in a couple months. If you're going to be able to sustain that, that is a career. So you would think at this point, this person would drop everything and just want to be a sponge of learning about what they can do. But do you even have the TubeBuddy extension enabled, which is free? Are you watching vidIQ? Do you even know what two-step verification is? I mean, I would imagine the answer to all these things is no, no, and no. Because I had to always tell her all kinds of stuff when I was trying to help her that I shouldn't have to tell her. A proactive person who, respected what they, valued what they were getting from this program, from this service. $10,000 in 2 months, 2 months from really not doing anything. That's so huge. And they didn't. They didn't bother to learn about any of the things that were coming or just follow the guidelines. I mean, she opens up her videos going, "Hey, fuckers, it's your favorite whore here, your shitty YouTube channel," cursing like a 12-year-old, okay? Should know that in the advertiser guidelines, they tell you can't use profanity excessively, okay? This year, they decided to finally crack down on it hard, especially in the first 30 seconds of your video, which is when she is doing it over and over and over again. And she won't stop because she's a rebel and she's not going to sell out to the man. Just immature baby stuff and not being able to read and comprehend and, just respecting the people who are investing their time into watching you. That's the thing. I noticed that I went to her Patreon page today and she's down to under 40 patrons. At the time, I don't know, the max she ever had was like 50 or 60 or something. So she's not making any money from Patreon. She really never was. It was all ad money. That got cut out. Now she's not making anything from Patreon. So, and now she's going into depression or something because she did it, but she did it to herself. That's the thing. She did it to herself. If she would have just bothered to learn, but now she wants to cry victim. You know, it's not fair. No, like YouTube doesn't care about its creators. YouTube does care about its creators. That's the thing. That's why you've been kiboshed. Okay, the fact is last year you got away with murder. None of that should have happened. You didn't deserve any of that, and they should have demonetized you, age restricted you, or even terminated your account months ago, back around the time before you made any of this money. You know, and you went ahead and made these videos about my success on YouTube and talking about how you made more money than your mother and, you know, making this video with your friend talking about how much money YouTubers make. Like you actually have a clue, like you've done any research into that. I mean, I'm not trying to kick her while she's down, but this is absurd. Like, I mean, and I tried to help her. I warned her. I made the video saying, listen, this isn't going to last forever. They're going to, eventually saying they're going to catch you. Okay, and I can't believe it took them so long. That's the thing. I mean, they should be suing her to try and make that $10,000 back that she took from the advertisers by running not advertiser-friendly content, but they can't do that because it was their mistake. They made this mistake. And the fact is they care a lot about their creators. That's why you've been shut down. They shut her down because they care about people like me, because they care about everyone else who follows the rules. If they don't shut her down, the advertisers are going to shut down again. And I'm going to go another 16 months without making money, and so is she, and so is everyone else. So they said rather than make me suffer, they're going to shut her down, which is the way it should be. They've shut down many people. Not only have they shut down people who were cursing ridiculously amounts on a ridiculous amount of their video, spending time using profanity. I mean, the one video that had 10 million views of her, she was sitting on her bed in her underwear with her friends. All three girls in their underwear on their beds. That's not advertiser friendly. But she got to get away with murder for a short period of time. So, you know, there's so many people who aren't using profanity, who aren't using racy thumbnails of themselves mostly naked to try and get views. You know, making videos of themselves dressing themselves in their bedroom. I mean, that's what she did for all this time. And I just don't understand how she got away with it. I mean, it was the heist. It was the YouTube heist of the century. She now has over 200,000 subscribers. She actually loses subscribers now because all the spam bot accounts who subscribed are getting terminated. And she doesn't get promoted enough now for new subscribers to replace them. So that's what's happening. Those are, I mean, for the most part, it's mainly just like bots and stuff. But I don't know. I can't believe it. I can't believe she gained 100,000 subscribers just in December. I mean, you never see this. And I think that she thought she was going to become like the next PewDiePie or something. Like she honestly believed that she was a successful creator and really making something great to watch, and that YouTube was just going to promote her to the moon, and she was going to get all kinds of endorsement deals from real companies, and she was stripping on YouTube. I mean, come on. Like, give me a break. I mean, you can't cry. You can't break all the rules, know that you're breaking all the rules, and then pretend to be a victim after and want sympathy and call YouTube names. I mean, send YouTube a thank you letter. Make a thank you video to YouTube for the $10,000 they gave you that you should not have had. That's what happened. I mean, and again, I started the video talking about how times have changed. 3 years ago, she could have got away with that. She would have ran amok. 3 years ago, she could have continued. If she would have been on here and like, even before that, if she would have been on here from like 2014 to 2016 doing what she was doing last year, she'd have made a killing, ran amok. At least I think. I don't think they would have shut her down because they were so much looser back then, and that's why they got into so much trouble. And it's funny, even if you go back then, people would say, "Oh, YouTube doesn't care about me." And like these are the same. Back in 2016, there was a person in this community. The username was Ranka Burr. I don't know if you remember that person. They uploaded a lot of really good DID scene clips. Okay, but I noticed this. That person would only upload scenes that did not have copyright claims on them. And they were monetizing the videos. This person was doing nothing but uploading DID scenes with nothing of their own in them, and they were monetizing them and making money. They were probably making more money than we were, and doing it for several years, just basic piracy of clips. Okay, not doing anything, making money. They weren't the only person doing that either. But you can't do that anymore. Not only because more and more scenes are in the system, but you can't get in the partner program until you've met so much criteria and YouTube has reviewed your channel to make sure you're actually making something. So pirates, pornographers, lazy people trying to game the system have been rendered obsolete over the last 3 years. You just don't see this anymore. There used to be accounts that would upload full movies. Like Lifetime movies and stuff like that, and they would monetize them, and they would make a lot of money. Not anymore. You're not allowed to do that. You have to. The days of free lunch on YouTube and freeloading are over. You have got to play by the rules and work hard and put the time in. You know, and I mean, she should be so grateful that she's even still allowed to have a channel after everything she's done and said. You know, just to be able to have a channel to get people to her Patreon account is a valuable asset that, you know, some people would still love to have, like Ray Goots. You know, should Ray Goots have been terminated last year? I think he got hit in the extermination. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was definitely doing some stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. Racy thumbnails with bare asses in them. Yeah, stuff like that. The provocative camera angles. He probably should have been demonetized and stopped getting promoted. But I don't think he should have been terminated. So yeah, he would still have the ability to get some people to his Patreon account. But I mean, I don't know, these people that. Here's the thing. From day one, I was prepared for this. I knew when I saw this stuff going on, when I saw people uploading clips and monetizing them, when I saw the racy thumbnails and all this stuff people were getting away with, the clickbait thumbnails, all the sexual stuff that somehow they were still allowed to monetize. Even like the Unforgivable. Do you remember Unforgivable from 2006, the MySpace Bulletin viral video? We're out here in these woods. The black and white video with the black dude out in the woods, Unforgivable. Even those were still on here and being monetized, and all he does is say vulgar things. And when I saw that, I was like, they're going to shut this down at some point. There's no way they're going to let, you know, vile profanity-laced videos continue to serve ads. And sure enough, that's what happened this year. Finally, everything that wouldn't be allowed to serve ads on the television is now not allowed to serve ads on YouTube. So I gauged everything I was doing based around an outlook on the future and what was going to happen. I knew that all this freeloading and bending the rules and all this stuff was just not going to be allowed. You know, I could have just uploaded clips too, but I didn't because I knew what was going to happen. So I don't know what's going to happen into the future now after examining everything. I don't really know what more enforcement they can do. I know they just recently had some problems with YouTube Kids. The kids section of YouTube is with that Momo thing and some other stuff. There's been some problems on YouTube Kids with some. I think Disney pulled all the way out. Now my YouTube revenue hasn't been affected at all. But I don't know. I guess they have some work to do with what videos are getting put on the kid space. They've had this problem before. Yeah, I guess it can be a little dangerous and some bad, dangerous things for kids. But you know, even the duct tape challenge. Don't you remember that from years ago? There's still videos on of the duct tape challenge, but that was a huge thing. And I knew back then, you know, I made a lot of money from that remix version of Sasha's when I first started. But I quickly got away from that, and I knew that that was not going to be able to continue. And then they ended up age restricting that video even, and I just privatized it, got rid of it. And so many of these other channels got terminated, especially if it's kids. I knew that duct tape challenge, these commercial bondage humiliation fetish videos people were making and being manipulated into making, I knew that wasn't going to last either. And anyone with a brain knew that this stuff was all going to get cracked down on. So I moved away from that. It wasn't anything I wanted to do anyway, but I, preventatively was like, we're not taking any of these routes. And it's worked. I mean, we're doing excellent here now. And I can't see any way that we're going to have any real trouble moving forward. So that's really all I have to say about that. And I think Liv's probably a really nice person, and I don't mean to come down hard on her or whatnot, but you gotta have some personal responsibility. Own up to it. Own up to what you've done, and I think she knows. She knows that she never should have made that money in the first place, and she thought that I'm going to be making probably 6 figures a year from YouTube. I'm set. I'm making more money than my friends. I got all this good stuff coming to me. I'm going to become a big YouTube star. And then the rug got pulled out from under her. And, I don't really know where she goes from here, but slow and steady will win the race. Our ad revenue has done nothing but go up, our popularity, our recommendations. And in the long run, 3 to 5 years from now, things are going to be a lot better than they are now. So that's really what I have to say about that. Hope you guys learned something, as always. And I will see you soon. Tons of awesome Kidnapper's Corner episodes are coming. And other things as well. So we'll see you guys. Thanks.